In this lecture, we have included and we are going to talk about how push technology works, what are the different examples of push technologies, how event driven technology work, that is also known as publish subscribe model. Then we will talk about what are various important terms in push topics, not only in push topics, in publish subscribe model, in event driven model, and in push technologies. And then what we have included in the course, what we are going to do the practical in the course, we are going to see that. Let's quickly start how push technology works. As we know that we have discussed about the push technology, it is something where server push the data to the client whenever they receive any information. Now how actually it happens here is, you can see that we have got our device, which is your device or your server, and then your service might be your Gmail server, your WhatsApp server, your Facebook server, or any other application that you are using. Any other application that might be your Amazon, your Flipkart, your Snapdeal, IndiaMart, or any other application that you are using. Whenever your server receives any information, what happens? It sends to the diffusion server. Diffusion server is something which takes care of sending the information to appropriate client. Appropriate client means either it is going to send to your mobile devices, uh, your big screen devices like laptop, your PCs, or it is going to send some sort of events in the calendar, because we also see, right, meetings that we need to attend in next 30 minutes, next 15 minutes, all those information we get on the application, which is Google Calendar, or it is Outlook Calendar, or it is Microsoft Teams, based on what platform we have scheduled our meeting. That is how this diffusion server sent the information to the various applications. So this is what and this is how our push technology works. Now let's talk about the examples of our push technology. First thing, we already talked about app notifications. You try to install an application. That application asks either you want to receive the notification for this application or not. If you say that yes, you want to receive, every time there is some notification in that application, your mobile or your device is going to pop you up. Then you have email notification. Again, you might be thinking like that, how email can be an example of post technology. So whenever you receive an email or you send an email, what happens? It sends to the email server, and then email server pushes out that email to your client. Your client might be your web browser where you have opened your email, your mobile phone, or any other system where you are accessing your email. And similarly, like email notification, we have got the messaging. Again, messaging sent to the server, and then server pushes out that. Then we have got integrations. Integrations are also very good example of this. Like you are trying to change your mobile phone. Your mobile phone is associated with various systems. For example, we are talking about a banking application where you are trying to change your mobile phone. That integration is going to change your mobile phone related everywhere that is related to that bank, because we have multiple banks. You're going to a particular bank, you're changing your mobile, it is going to reflect all other places related to that bank, so that your mobile can be reflected correctly and you get the notification correctly. That is the example of integrations. And then we have entertainment. This is also a kind of post technology where you are watching some sort of movies, and you are also trying to you say that you wanted to get updated with the course, not the course, get updated with the cricket score or a football score or basketball score, whatever you have interest into. So in that case, you can continuously watch your movie that you are watching, and then your mobile will keep getting the notifications. You can subscribe for the notification to get the updated what updated score is. That is the example of entertainment. Now let's talk about how publish subscribe model work and how event driven model works. So this is nothing. This is an event driven model which works. Now you see that in the event we have three main things. One is event producer, one is event bus, and then we have event consumer. Event producer will produce the event. That event might be any sort of notification, any email, any text message. Event bus is the one, we can say event bus is something by which our message travels. We can also consider this bus as a bus which we actually travel, as a travel medium, where if we wanted to travel from one place to another place, we use some sort of transportation. That is what here. If we wanted to transport one message to another, one message from one consumer to another consumer, we have we need some sort of bus, or we need some sort of transportation. That transportation medium is nothing. This is our event bus, and event bus pushes the message to the appropriate customer. Appropriate customer, it depends on which customer have subscribed that notification, which have not subscribed. Now here, if we consider Salesforce as a event producer who is producing the event, that means Salesforce is a server, and then SAP, any database or any other cloud or ERP system, which is the consumer for that event. So Salesforce will produce, and after from traveling from event bus to different consumer, it will went. Now let me give you a very simple example here. We all do online shoppings, and in the online shopping, what happens when we place any order? We immediately get an email in a real time, email and text message saying that this is your order number. You can track it from here. We have received, and then once order is shipped, you get that message the order has been shipped. Then the order is out for delivery, the order is at courier point. You get every single notification. That happens with this event driven model. The delivery boy or the courier boy changes that status, and once the status is changed, the server immediately puts the notification to your client. That is how your publish subscribe model works. Now let's see what are the important terms. We already talked about the event. The event is something which happens, or we can say that event is something based on that the notification triggers, right? So you might create a record, you might update, delete or undelete a record. Then on every event a notification may or may not trigger, because if you have put the notification on creation of a record, then notification will trigger on creation of a record. That is what an event. Notification, we already talked about the message that we wanted to transform, that we wanted to send from one place to another place. Then we have post topic. Again, the post topics triggers the notification. Event is something based on which notification trigger. Event doesn't trigger the notification, and post topic is something which triggers the actual notifications to the user based on what event happened. That means post topic is dependent on the event. And then we have channel. Channel is, we talked about, right, by which channel it is going to travel, our message is going to travel, and by which, what is a channel that our client had subscribed. Either it is a mobile application, or it is a PC, or it is a kind of enterprise application that our client has subscribed to receive the notification. That is what our channel is. And then event bus. Event bus we talked about, by which our message will travel and it will go to the channel. And then we have platform event, change data capture. These two we have separate sections, and we'll talk about more and more on these two in those sections as well. So these are 7 important terms. Out of 7, we can say top 5 are most important, which everyone should be knowing whenever we talk about event driven architecture or a publish subscribe model. Again, event is something which may or may not trigger the notification. Notification is a message that we wanted to send. Post topic is something which use that event to trigger the notification. Then we have channel, by which our clients are going to receive that notification. Event bus is the carrier by which our message will travel. These are the important terms.